Welcome back, coin enthusiasts and history lovers. Today we take a deep dive into the fascinating world of American coinage with a special spotlight on a game-changing coin, the 1965 Washington quarter dollar, featuring the iconic motto E pluribus unum. This wasn't just another coin, it marked a historic transition in US minting, and had a ripple effect that still impacts collectors and the coin market today. Close-up of the 1965 quarter, rotating slowly. Let's explore its origins, design, the metal change that rocked the nation, the meaning behind E pluribus unum, and why this coin holds such historical weight. The origins of the Washington quarter. 1930s archival footage, Great Depression visuals, President George Washington portraits. To understand the 1965 Washington quarter, we need to go back to its original creation in 1932. That year marked the 200th birthday of George Washington, the first President of the United States. To celebrate, the U.S. Mint introduced a brand new quarter-dollar coin featuring his portrait. The coin was designed by John Flanagan, a respected sculptor, and it replaced the previous standing Liberty quarter, which had been in circulation since 1916. Standing Liberty quarter versus Washington quarter. The obverse featured Washington's profile, and the reverse proudly displayed a majestic bald eagle with wings spread wide. Prominently placed above the eagle was the enduring national motto, E pluribus unum, Latin for out of many, one. This phrase signifies the unity of the American states forming one nation, a powerful message carried on almost every U.S. coin. The silver crisis and the coin shorter. Economic footage, news headlines about silver prices and coin shortages. Fast forward to the early 1960s, and the United States was facing a critical issue, a coin shortage, and at the center of it was silver. Up until 1964, Washington quarters were made of 90% silver and 10% copper. But the global price of silver was rising, and these coins were suddenly worth more as metal than as money. People began hoarding quarters and other silver coins, removing them from circulation. Graph showing rising silver prices versus coin hoarding patterns. The government was forced to act quickly. The solution? Change the composition of coins, specifically the quarter. The historic change, 1965 composition shift. Inside the U.S. Mint, footage of coins being struck. Copper-nickel sheets rolling. In 1965, the U.S. Mint officially removed silver from the quarter. The new composition became outer layers 75% copper, 25% nickel, core, pure copper. This clad coin still maintained the same size and weight as previous quarters, but the silver sheen was gone. 1964 silver quarter versus 1965 clad quarter. To prevent confusion, the mint did not include mint marks on quarters from 1965 to 1967. Why? They didn't want people hoarding coins from certain mints thinking they were more valuable. The 1965 Washington quarter became the first clad quarter, and it marked the start of modern coinage as we know. E pluribus unum, a motto of unity. Text overlay of E pluribus unum, with historical imagery of us. States joining the Union. Though the metal composition had changed, one element remained proudly intact, the motto, E pluribus unum. This Latin phrase dates back to 1776, and was part of the Great Seal of the United States. It appeared on coins as early as the late 18th century, and represents a fundamental American principle, that from many different people, states and cultures, emerges one unified nation. 13 stars surrounding the eagle on the reverse of the coin. On the 1965 quarter, it sits directly above the eagle, a reminder of national unity during a time of great change. Design details of the 1965 Washington quarter. High-definition breakdown of the coin's obverse and reverse. Let's take a closer look at the design elements of the 1965 quarter. Obverse front. Portrait of George Washington facing left. Designer John Flanagan, the word Liberty arches above. The date 1965 is placed below the bust. "In God We Trust" appears on the left side, reverse back. A bald eagle, wings spread, perched on a bundle of arrows. Below it, olive branches, symbols of peace. Above the eagle, the powerful motto, E.Pluribus unum. The words United States of America and quarter dollar frame the coin. Even though silver was removed, the integrity of the design was maintained, offering a sense of continuity for the American people. Mintage and distribution. U.S. Mint locations: Philadelphia, Denver, San Francisco. In 1965, the mint struck an enormous number of quarters to meet the high demand and ease the shortage. Over 1.8 billion 1965 quarters were minted, all without mint marks as mentioned earlier. All of them were technically minted in Philadelphia, but some production was assisted by branch mints. This makes unmarked 1965 quarters very common, but also historically significant as they represent the first wave of a new era in U.S. coinage. Collector value and rare errors. Coin collecting fair, magnifying glass inspecting a quarter. So, is the 1965 Washington quarter worth anything more than 25 cents today? In most cases, circulated 1965 quarters are worth face value, due to high mintage and lack of silver. However, there are some rare exceptions. 1965 silver quarter errors. A few quarters were mistakenly struck on leftover silver planchets intended for 1964 coins. These rare silver 1965 quarters can sell for thousands of dollars. Off-center strikes, double dies and other mint errors from this year are also sought after by collectors. Always check the edge. Silver quarters have a solid silver edge, while clad coins show a copper stripe. Cultural and historical significance. 1960s civil rights protests, Vietnam War clips,